Alright, y'all, this is one spot a day. Reviewing my MTT play to see if we're making the right decisions and just improve daily. Try to stack up that knowledge, see what we're raising right, folding right, if we're making wrong decisions, and just improve over time. So here's a bounty tournament. It's gonna be a little bit screwed. It's gonna be a little bit skewed because I'm assuming GTO Wizards is just like accounting for like freeze outs where there's no bounties, there's no prize pool, like weird distributions. We're 10 of 21 in this thing, so we just made the money, and we're 28 big blinds effective, almost 30 big blinds effective. So automatically off the bat, we have a weird setup already where we're missing spots. So I'm gonna go ahead into GTO Wizard and start by what we are effective, and we are effective 28 big blinds, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this at 30 big blinds, right? And our under the gun is folding here. We have under the gun +1 is not here. Our low jack folded, our high jack folded, and now I'm sitting here at effectively the cutoff, right? And it says raised to 2.1. I raised to 2.2. And immediately, if we're looking at our raising range here from what our cutoff is. Whoa. Yep, a lot of raises with our ace-10, right? Yeah, to 2.1. We're just raising this all the time, nothing else. So that's a good start that we had. We have a button call. That's what our button calls. And what should our button be calling? Wow, a lot of things. So first of all, let's go ahead and just go back to our cutoff raises. So what am I raising in the cutoff? I raise with ace-10 suited here, as you can see. We're raising 9-6 suited, ace-6 suited, 7-5 suited, 6-5 suited, 5-4 suited sometimes. So like like a huge portion of our suited hands. All of our King X suited. Wow. This is a really wide raising range that I was not particularly sure about. 30 big blinds effective. Okay, in this too, one thing we need to consider is it's considering that it's a freeze out. GTO Wizard is considering it's a freeze out. Because if you look right past the pool shark, the guy who called behind, there's a 13 big blind stack also. So in my mind, when I go to raise this, like I'm raising with the expectations that I should be calling off a reshove, or like there should be a portion of my range that is okay with calling off a reshove. And I think in this exact situation, I was thinking in my mind, I have ace-10 suited. It's a very strong hand. I'll start with the raise. Pool shark calls if crowfly goes all in. Like I can re-isolate with this strong of a hand, ace-10 suited. But in this specific situation, I go raise, call, and the big blind calls too, but we'll get to that in a second. So our original raising range, as we can see, like queen 4 suited is the weakest queens. We need to value all of our strong ace-X suited, our king X suited, all of them are good to raise here. And then down to our queen 4 suited, jack 6 suited, 10-6 suited is some of the time. But 10-7 suited, like all of these other hands are raising in this spot. And one important thing that I see immediately from our cutoff raise is that our offsuit hands are way weaker. Way, where we're like, if you look all the way down here, we're raising queen 4 suited. Up here, queen 4 off is just a fold. King 8 off is like, you probably shouldn't play it, right? Jack 9 off, we're getting in there. 10, all of these other offsuit varieties. Even ace 5 off, like, it's kind of close, right? Ace 4. I'm kind of shocked to see ace 8 and ace 7 off here, and ace 6 off, because they're just like the really rag ace X, where you're not really connecting with any wheel draws or anything like that. So really interesting that like our range is so wide and we're so valued in these suited hands from our cutoff open. So pretty cool. Our button call range, we got a lot of like 3-betting, a lot of jamming going on here. I'm not gonna like value the input of the jam as much, especially in this bounty situation. But we're calling all of our ace-X suited, our king 5 suited, we're calling a lot of them. And it wants to 3-bet some of these like really weak king X suited. So Our offsuit variety is like don't even touch it, except for our ace 10 off, jack 10 off, these higher Broadway straight draws. And we're calling a lot of these suited hands. No 3-betting on these suited hands, just calling a lot of these. Now, what they have jack 10 suited is just a jam. Wow. Queen 10 suited, king 10 suited is just a jam. I don't know if I value, like, is this a human play? I don't think so. Like, rejamming for 30 effective with jack 10 suited, I don't think I'll ever make that play. It is interesting to see that GTO Wizard likes doing that. And like your ace king off for 30 blinds makes a lot of sense. Ace queen off, jamming for 30 blinds makes a lot of sense. So there's some calling here. They really just want ace king to raise. They want ace queen to just go for it. Nope, they wanted to raise a lot too, not just jam. There's a good amount of calls in here. Sevens, they want some all-ins. Eights, they like raises and calls. Nines, raises and calls. But like, you should be calling all of your pairs on the button here. 30 effective. Interesting. Now, where our opening range is all the way down to like queen 4 suited, we, and like our 10-7 suited and things like that, we want those higher suited connectors that we're calling with, and we're not calling, like we have some 7-6 suited, 8-6 suited that doesn't like as much. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay, so we have our button call. We see the range that we have here, and we have our small blind who folds, and then our big blind has it crazy. Look at what the big blind wants to play. So we are playing, wow. See, in my mind too, like, I don't really want to go multi-way, but it wants us playing so many hands. All of these like connected hands too. Let's see, jack 5 off, anything that's connected in any way, shape, or form, it wants the big blind playing. So this is like a key note too, where we should be playing a lot of our big blind range, especially 30 deep. Wow. And if you look at the, my cursor won't come over, but if you look at the stack sizes, we have a 74 pull shark over here, with like the M logo, and then Madavis, or whatever his name is, with the cowboy hat, has 85 blinds. Like, we should be calling all of these, all of the suited hands in the big blind, which means we need to, like, at least for me specifically, like, I need to open my range a lot more, calling out of the big blind with so many, like, anything that's connected at all, especially if it's suited. And your big blind, and we're going to disregard some of these raises and jams because of the bounty situation, but like, it just wants raises. Like, it wants a lot of jams with ace king, jams with your ace 4 suited. Wow. Okay, so in this situation, we just get a call. Oh, it's only pre-flop in this situation. Okay, so it's still good to see that, you know, our ranges are so wide, so wide. Our cutoff, you know, we should be a little bit tighter from our cutoff range. Our button, we should be calling, like, not the most hands, but not the least amount of hands, right? And then once we do have another call, our big blind range is just get in there and play. A lot of calling. And then, like, this is interesting with our queen 9 suited, right? I don't know if any human's going to be really jamming. I don't think our GTO Wizard's able to take into effect that pull shark behind has 70 blinds. So even still, like, I'm going to consider that it's just telling us overall, because we can't get the exact situation we want, right? It's telling us overall that we want to be just playing a lot in the big blind here. Wow. Anyways, that's another spot down. I hope you guys got something out of this. This has opened my eyes up a little bit. There'll be another spot tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. We'll be going over it again. Thanks for watching. See you soon.